What's going on? Good. No? Join in. Let me take this off. It's stressing me out. Give some people some time to get in here. That's annoying. Yeah, it's a late start. You don't have to judge me. Yeah. Okay. What's going on, Kayla? On IG.
Tyson, relax.
Give the people some time to join in.
You're all right, buddy.
Just gonna press wave because it seems like the right thing to do.
Hello.
I hate how it's flipped.
Yeah,
It's stressing me out.
It is.
All right. Kay's here. Kayla is also here. That's good. We have two Kaylas. Where's everybody else? Let's get the people in the house. Let's do it.
Let me try to share it.
We're about to talk up the things tonight.
Tasha's braiding. Kayla's here, so there's three.
There's
people.
three of us. Tasha. What's good, sis? What's going on? Oh, man. Cross post to more pages. What does that mean? Oh, no, we're not going to do that.
Oh, I can't share it. I tried to share it. It didn't work.
Why?
On my IG.
Oh, I don't know. Can you share? Yeah, you can.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
We're not private.
Nah. And my Facebook is weird. I told y'all about that.
Oh.
Every time I try to like a comment, it thinks I'm the general page. Really? It's not all about you.
Having a good time over there. Alright, well, we're about to get it started. I see people coming in. My boy Samson is over there barking up a storm. But I appreciate it. That support, showing us support. My boy Samson. While Carlos is gone, I'm just going to give you guys an update. So, we have been talking in our marriage and our singles chats. Excuse my parents, we've been talking in our marriage and our singles chats on Facebook. On Facebook, yeah. And it's been going a little well. I can say with a surety that it's actually been kind of dope. I'm not going to hold you. So, one question that I posted today. What's good, Tasha? I'll give you a little wave on IG. You can watch on IG or Facebook. One of the posts that we started talking about just even today, was what is the difference between talking and dating? And a lot of people, that's a topic, a hot topic that's been going off in a lot of my group chats. Hey, Brother Walters, good evening. Al, okay, I see you. Where Al?
Young Archbishop Al himself.
But it's a topic that's been going crazy in a lot of my friend groups, inner circles, And so I'm just gonna open it up to whoever's here. Feel free to comment. We are watching the comments. Is there a difference between talking and dating?
Yes.
Feel free to put in a comment, because a lot of people have a lot of different explanations, a lot of different definitions on what talking and dating is. And it's a hot topic because people are all over the place with this. So there is talking in today's world. It could be what you feel talking is, the older definition, the actual definition, or today's definition. And then there's also what you think dating is. And that also has plenty of different definitions, because people are just don't there's just different interpretations of the word. So before we get into this, what's your take?
What's the difference between dating
and talking?
Talking is, you guys are talking. You're getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's like the trial run before dating. So it's like you meet someone today, y'all are talking, and then if you guys decide to date, that means you guys are trying to date with the intention of making that courting.
Oh, okay.
If that makes any sense.
You went there quickly. Okay, I like that.
Because I mean, if you're just dating just to date, like, what's the point? Like, the whole point is supposed to be finding wives and husbands. So you go straight to, from dating, you're like, all right, is this someone that I can see myself with? But you find that out in the talking and in the dating stage before you get to courting. So it's like all three are necessary, because you can find out things when you start dating, when you add a title to something that you would not have necessarily known about that person when you were just talking. Because talking is just, casual conversation. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do? Where do you work? Those types of things. But dating is like, okay, what do you see for yourself in a relationship? Like, what do you want out of a husband or wife if you're a man or a woman? What do you see in what type of ministry are we trying to build together? You can get to those type of conversations in the dating part. And then from there, when you get your answers like, oh, yep, she's a Jesus. Then you switch to courting.
Yeah. Okay, Brother Walter just said on IG, talking is, I like you, but I'm not ready to move from the friend zone. Dating is okay. I think I'm ready for commitment. I like that one. I like that one. Because it's when you talk about talking, there's interest, because you're not going to talk to someone that you're not interested in. That's just dumb. You're just wasting both of your time.
Right.
So you get to Kenny, you get to the point where it's, I think I like this person, so let me inquire is a good word I like to use.
Yes.
Let me just, peek through the blinds, just to, look,
right,
okay,
right.
I kind of like this person. Let me, talk to them. And then you get to the whole dating, and that is a much deeper part. It's, well, let's not say that, because this happened in the marriage chat. I was in the
comment section.
In the comment section talking to one of the members in there, and she said that dating is what's the word she used? Dating is,
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, please. She was saying that dating is the word she used was perfect. It was, where's my brain right now? She said, she said,
dating is making it
dating,
official.
yes, dating is when you make it official. But there's a lot of people out here that date and it's not official. They date more than one person at the same time. And it's not, so for them, dating is not a title. It's not official. It's just, dating for them is the talking stage. So where, is there like a universal definition?
No, because people are different. So it's just, you have to, the thing that we have to do is you have to clarify that. So for you, it might be dating, or for us, it might be dating. For them, that stage might be talking. So we need to clarify that in the beginning. Like, all right, so what are we doing? Are we talking? What is your definition of talking? Are we dating? What is your definition of dating? And then, you go from there.
Let's go, bro. And so yeah, Kimon said it. Yep, you have to define what dating means to you. It's kind of a gray area. And that gray area could get you in a lot of trouble, because you might think you're in the talking stage and that other person is full blown, all right, we're doing this, I'm excited, and they're like, what? We're doing what? We're just friends. We're just having a conversation. We're talking. Communicating on what dating is super nice and important. Yes, Kenny.
Yes, it is.
It's important to know, and as in every situation, communication is key, because if you don't communicate, there's always going to be things that are lost in translation. He said take out nice. We still got what you meant. It's still super nice. We get you, bro. So it's important to be at a place where it's clear, because if it's not clear, you get yourself in trouble, and nobody wants to be in trouble.
Nope. No one wants to be in trouble.
Exactly. I think even if there's not a clear general definition of what talking or what dating is, I feel like we do need to get to a place where we're on that one page, because if we're not, there's going to be foolishness. Communication, just like Carlos said, because I think dating and courting are the same. Building to see if there's an option for future.
Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of people are afraid of the word courting, or the situation that courting is. Like, it puts, I guess for a lot of people, it puts more pressure on it than it needs to. So I think that's what dating, that's what that term came from. But essentially, yes, I do agree with that. It is essentially the same thing. Like, you're trying to figure out, all right, is this someone I'm about to marry or not? Talking is, I'm talking to you, and you. I'm trying to figure out which one of you I can see myself with. Dating, I would agree, is just very, very, very similar to courting.
But then it goes back to what I said earlier of what's dating to you might be talking to somebody else.
Yes.
So if you go to someone and say, "Oh, we're dating," and then the church is like, "Oh, the church, like, we're church people here, majority of us." So if you go to the church and say, "I'm dating somebody," they automatically assume you're courting. But if you go out to anybody else, for the most part, and you say, "Oh, we're dating," they're like, "Oh, cool, is it serious?" When courting already should be serious. So in the church, dating is courting, just a slightly lesser version of courting. Like, it's not, I actually want to marry. Like, whenever you court, it's basically made up in your mind. Like, if I'm not there yet, I'm very close to, this is the person that I want to marry, and I'm just working to make sure that God actually wants me to marry this person. That's basically what it is. So if it's for the church and you say, "Oh, I'm dating so and so," they're like, "Oh my God, that's so nice." But then if you go to your friend, you're like, "Oh, me and so and so is dating." It's like, is it serious?
Right.
So that just shows you the disconnect that's already there, because to them, you can date anybody, and it doesn't even, and to even a lot of church people too. Exactly, commitment is different. Yes. Commitment difference. Yes, that's big. Yes. Commitment difference. Yes, I like that. I feel like we should. Pastor Alicia, do you mind joining on the live? Is that possible on Facebook? Is that possible on Facebook?
I'm not sure. I've never used it. Dating is the intimate aspect of a relationship, while talking can just mean I am shopping around. That is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful comment. That is deep. That could be a book. Wow.
Window shopping. I like that.
Okay.
Not even window shopping. No kind of window shopping.
Nah, just shopping in general. Because sometimes when you go shopping and you be like, you have 10 things and you have enough to buy 6, and then you have to make decisions, like adult decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you have ever had to made those type of adult decisions when your budget allows you to buy 6 of the 10 things that you put in the shopping cart. I believe that is what that is. And then from there, you decide what you need to do and who you need to talk to. So, that makes sense. Wow.
I like that one.
That is, I'm going to save that one.
I want to read that one more time for everybody. It says, dating is the intimate aspect of a relationship. So, this is the godly definition of, let me not say godly, the church definition of dating, which is basically courting. So courting is the intimate aspect of a relationship, while talking can just mean I am shopping around. I like that.
Yes, that is.
I like that.
Yes,
Brother Walters coming in clutch. I like that. So that's a great point. Is it serious? Response: yes. No way. Oh. No. I put it in the thing. You know, if it's possible for somebody to join in, I want them to join in because I like people to talk. You know.
Maybe not on Facebook. But I'm
Yeah, I don't
sure
think you
on
could do it on Facebook.
Instagram, I'm sure.
We should have went live from Zoom. That would have been better.
Probably.
It's not important right now. But
You live and you learn.
yeah, next time. So one thing I commented on the post in the marriage chat is that anything that is a title is official. And I don't know how much weight that holds for most people, but if you say me and so is talking, is that supposed to be exclusive? Is it supposed to be like whenever you tell, like if you're telling someone me and so is talking, it carries a title. So that kind of feels official. Like I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but it feels official. It's not like, oh, you know, yeah, me and her are friends. Like no, if I go me and her talk, it's kind of like, what's going on over there?
That is true.
So I feel like it carries weight. So instead of it being, oh, you know, like I said, just fan them off. Like you know, if it happens, it happens. It's more so me. Especially if I'm telling other people, it kind of feels more official. So does anything with a title make it official? Like talking is kind of a title. Dating is for sure a title. Courting, it merges with dating. So you understand what I'm saying? Like it's for sure a title. So does that what does that mean to everybody? Because if I say me and so talk, it kind of feels Sanjay. It kind of feels like, oh, we're together. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because I'm telling somebody that me and that person talk, so it feels more. I'll say secure. Like it's not like we're just in casual conversation.
Okay, so then let me ask the follow-up question. What would be the stage before talking if talking is that serious? Like,
That's for the comment
we
section.
just friends? Like, we just cool? Like, I occasionally text her or him? Like, what's before talking? If talking, because I agree with you in the sense, like let's say if there were situations where like when I was younger, let's say me and one of my friends, if he's told me that he was talking to someone, I would not talk to her.
Exactly. You understand what I'm
Because I
saying?
would respect them talking. So
Exactly.
And you saying that, I understand that, but now I'm like, what would be the thing or the process before talking? Is there a title for that? Is there? But again, like you just
It
said,
just added
if
a title to
if it's
it.
a title, then that means it's something more than just casual conversation. So, is it just we go straight from casual conversation to talking is like the first step of okay, I'm getting to know this person, and then from there it's like okay, we've gotten to know each other a little bit, and then from there we go to dating, and then from dating we go to courting because now we understand that we're on the process or on the road to getting married, so we switch it from dating to courting. Like, how does that work exactly? Now you just started me to think a whole lot.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's why this has always been a hot topic because a lot of people like to use the word talking as interchangeable with dating and sometimes even courting. It's like, oh, me and her talk. It's like you guys are like 3 seconds away from getting married. Like, what are you talking about? You guys talk. That makes no sense to me. It says, when I hear talking, I think of the get to know each other, but not ready to fully commit. I feel just old school, probably. That talking means maybe, possibly, because I like things about them, but not set on being in a commitment. You see, I agree.
I agree with that, but it's still in that getting to know each other stage. Like, if people around you, if you tell them that they're talking, it would still be like taboo, I guess, if someone in the
Exactly.
circle, if it's your guy circle, starts talking to that young lady as well, because then you're like, bro, I just told you I was talking to her. So then it becomes something else, but you're still not in the commitment stage. So, yeah, this
That's my whole thing,
this
because
is
it's not just like if I don't know the best way to word this, but I'm gonna say it like this: if I talk to someone and they tell me that they are also talking to somebody else, I am out.
I
I'm not gonna sit around
mean,
and go, hopefully she chooses me. You understand what I'm saying?
but that's what talking is supposed to
That's
be
what it's
though.
supposed to be. But once you hear the word talking, it feels official. Let's go to IG real quick. Kenny said, for me, talking is I'm getting to know this person to see if we're compatible. Dating for me is I'm preparing to make a commitment to this person. I get that. I get that. Brother Walters said, talking does have its prestige to it, yes.
Yes.
However, it does not eliminate the fact that you are on a layaway plan, which means minds can still change as we are in the process of knowing about each other. I like that layaway plan. He has good
You
one
can
liners.
be talking and still be on the market while when you are dating, you are off the shelves. Okay. All right. Okay. That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one. So I mean then but I guess to go along with what you were saying, you would feel some type of way if
I would.
someone was talking, but I guess that's just the human nature part of it.
It's human, but that just shows you that, especially in today's culture,
Mm-hmm.
talking carries a lot more serious of a connotation
Mm-hmm.
than it used to, because I don't. Most people hear, "Oh, I'm talking to so and so." The first thing they're gonna ask is, "Oh, you guys talk? Like, you guys talk, or is it just like talk?" And then you have to give that
Distinction.
distinction.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's get back to Facebook. Yes, because talking makes it knowledge that you're into them and feeling it out. Really? Yes, I would be out. It's hard for me to hear like it's, but this is going off of the 2016 to no, let me say 2015, 2014 to 2020 definition of talking. That is, we talk. It's me and you.
See,
That is the recent definition. It used to be,
I
oh,
guess
they're
it's
just in conversation.
wow.
But remember, if you think back, if you like, just say movies. You watch movies. Of course, movies are never good representation of the real world. But you watch movies and
Mm-hmm.
you hear, "Oh, I'm going on a date." You're dating that person. But the next day you can go on a date with somebody else. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So are they talking or are they dating? For the church definition, they're talking because you're getting to know the different people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But then it's like, even like, how do I say this? That is really the mindset of most people because, as
Mm-hmm.
always, movies influence the way we think. So you see that and you go, oh, they're dating multiple people. They're not dating on the church definition, not dating anybody. They're going out on dates with those people. They're just in conversation. They're talking to those people
Mm-hmm.
just to see who fits them the best. But in the 2014 to 2020, let me say 16 to, I would even go as high as 30 definition is when you say you talk to somebody, it's like, all right, me and you talk. If you say me and so are just in conversation, we're just getting to know each other, that can mean anything.
I see. Wow, I've been out of the game that long, and I'm only 29. Jesus, because talking when I started was what the definition I gave is like we're talking. Like it's
That's
not
what it
a
should be.
yeah, like it's not a it carries any stigma. Like yes, some people would still feel some kind of way if you decided to talk to someone after I told you I was talking to them, but it's fair game because we're just getting to know each other.
Mhm.
Now, once a title was put on it, then that's something completely different. Then at that point, it's dating. But for me, it was, y'all talk, y'all get to know each other. Once you get through that stage, it's all right. What are we? And then once you figure out what y'all are, if y'all are together, then y'all are dating now at this point. If y'all are not, then everyone's single again. But that's how it was for me when prior to me getting married.
That's what I like it to be.
But that's no longer the case.
It's
anymore,
not the
is what you're
case.
saying.
Once you say you talk to
Okay.
somebody, everybody backs off. Instead of it being, like you said, fair game. Like, I'm just getting to know that person. If that was the case, the world would be a lot easier to understand. But you hear talking, you back up. Meanwhile, that person has no interest of
But
really.
no, the backing up doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are in a relationship together. It just means like, who are you telling you're talking to though? 'Cause
It's. I get what you mean. What I mean is not like if we're best friends and I go to you. I'm talking about just like an acquaintance, not somebody
But
that you're
again,
loyal
though,
to.
an acquaintance still, in certain, like I said, in certain instances, would still give you that type of respect. Like, oh no, they
Oh,
talking.
yeah,
I
good
don't want
point.
to mess that up. You know, if they're no longer talking, then hey, that didn't work out. Hello, my name is such and such, and then you go from there. But I guess what I'm saying is, it just depends on the circle in which you introduce that
I
y'all are
agree.
talking to,
I agree.
because you wouldn't introduce that to like a job circle because
No,
you're not that close to those people.
I agree.
And then if you tell them that, it's fair game to them because there's no
They could care less.
yeah, they could care less. There's no
But
commitment.
they
There's
couldn't
no
care less.
we're not boys. We're none of that.
None.
There's no respect in that walk of life. But like your church friends or your church acquaintances, it holds a little more stake or a little more cachet in the friend
Like
quote
that word.
unquote. So it's like, I'm not going to talk to her if you're talking to her. We all are in the same church
All in the
circle.
same
That's going
guy.
to look bad.
That's gonna look very bad.
So it depends on
I
what
agree.
circle you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because even in my era, it was, if you said talking, if I said that to my church circle, they'd be like, "Oh nah, you got it. It is what it is." So
Yeah.
it might have started with us, and I didn't even realize it until just now. But when you said that, they would be like, "Oh nah, you good. I'm
You're
not gonna talk
good.
to her because
Do
you're talking
you.
to her right now. Now, if you stop, please let me know at your earliest convenience, so I might potentially try to talk to her." But that's how. Oh, so yeah, I guess it's the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? It comes back to a
It depends on who you're telling you're talking to. Then.
yeah. It really depends on who you tell.
Okay.
Okay, it says, have you been honest about that expectation to her about her not being open to talking to others? It all depends on the situation. It is a lot more under there. I just held it there so that we can start from there and go down.
Scrolling.
yeah.
So a lot of things.
I it would make that's where the communication comes back in. If you're honest, then there will be no confusion. I just love playing devil's advocate.
Being the contrarian in the room.
Yeah, I like doing that. It's fun.
It's a specific skill.
I think-
like Liam Neeson, I have
Of
a
course.
specific set of skills.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I believe I'm that person
Yeah.
as well. In certain instances, so yeah.
I hope Kelly's watching this live because that's my competition. She actually beats me every time. When it comes to playing devil's advocate, she gets the W every single time. She's very good at it. I've been learning from her. But yeah, communication is key because if you're not honest, then you put everybody in a sticky situation. Yourself, the other person, even the person that they might be talking to on the other side.
The other person. I think
Exactly,
I'm talking to.
because
Mhm.
the whole time you're telling everybody, "Oh, it's exclusive," and she's like, "No,
No, it's not.
I'm just getting to know you."
Right.
And then, but that's what I'm saying. Like me personally, I'm a very honest guy. So if I feel like I'm in talks, just very basic conversation, I'm not gonna go to you and expect you to only be talking to me. But at the same time, once I start to feel like, okay, this could actually go somewhere, it's gonna turn into a competition if she is talking to somebody else, and that's where it gets a little dangerous, because then it's not, oh, she could still do her. It's like, no. Like, I really want you. So I'm
Then
gonna.
at that point, another conversation needs to be
It needs
had.
to happen. Communication again.
So yeah, like you can't just like when someone's feelings in the situation changes, a new conversation needs to be had to address those new feelings. So like you just said, if you start feeling some type of way, like oh now I'm feeling her, now I think this can work. Now a conversation needs to be had to move it from talking to dating.
And that can be dangerous because
It
if you
can
hit
be
her, if you hit her with or him with oh, I feel like we could do this, and
They're not ready,
like,
then you just shot your shot too early. You pulled up from half court instead of the 3-point line for
Like-
all of my basketball fans.
like, who are you?
Right, yeah, you're not Steph Curry. You can't do that. So yeah, it's a risk. It's a game.
Good comment from Kenny. It says people here talk, and they follow up the follow up question, at least for people his age, which is most of our ages, is that you?
But see, that comment is that you that makes it dating.
Makes it dating.
Like it automatically progresses it to dating without a conversation being had.
Is that you doesn't mean
Because if it's you, that means y'all in a relationship.
exactly
Y'all are dating at this point. If it's not you, y'all are talking. But no one actually says it's not them, even if they're talking.
even if they're talking because you want
Because-
everybody to go away.
Right.
That's where it gets dangerous.
It's a catch-22.
Oh man, I like that. Clarity is most important in a relationship. It is always best to make these distinctions before going into the talking or dating zone, as some guys still think pink is red.
True.
That's
Some
true.
women deem talking as intimacy. That is also true. That is very Dr. Walters, have you written a book? You should definitely write one because every comment has been on point so far.
That's a very underrated statement. Some guys still think pink is red.
Yeah.
Wow.
I understood it completely the first time I read it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yep.
that's a great comment.
Very.
Backing off is respecting the process the process
you're in
you're
with that
in with
person.
that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me it's not working, then I can go ahead.
I don't know what that it did Los was in.
I said a lot of things.
Yeah.
During that time. You have to make sure your feelings clear for sure. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I would just say there needs to be like regularly scheduled updates. Like everyone's phone gets updates. We need to update the terms and conditions of this situation that's going on right now. And they probably should happen a lot sooner than we as regular humans update them, as opposed to, I would say, when I used to be in this realm of dating, talking, I might update them once a month. Probably needs to be once a week, if not more than that, because things change. You get feelings for somebody else, or your feelings for that person grows, and then you got two people playing the cat and mouse dance, putting, you know, and no one is making a commitment, and then it turns into more than it should, and people get hurt, and yeah, so you should probably
agree.
check in more often than we do as humans.
I agree. Because if you don't, then
Someone's gonna get hurt, if not everyone.
exactly. And the chains start to the chains start to break.
People get chains don't break. People get bound up.
But I mean the security aspect. You might feel like you're secure with that person, and they're off in a whole nother world right now, minding their business.
Oh, you mean that one?
Yeah, so
Oh.
those chains break.
Yes, those chains break.
But also chains can be formed.
Yes,
Ties, all that
different-
stuff.
yes. Mhm.
Let's see.
Wow.
Perception is reality. The problem is that when it comes to any relationship, talking, dating, whatever, it is not an individual perception. It has to be an agreed perception. I like that. Hear this one, Davon. Go sit down. Oh man, that's
Really?
funny.
I can't do it.
Davon
He's the
is
reason that I give long birthday posts. It's Devon's fault.
Honestly, that post was elite. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you know how long it took me to write that?
Oh man,
It took
that
me
was
like
a very
40
good post.
minutes to compose that.
Yeah, that was nice. But I don't know, cause it feels like it should be clear at this point. It should be. I feel like, but we don't really talk about it enough for it to be clear.
Nope. And it probably won't ever be clear because, again, people are raised differently.
Mhm.
Like Pastor Alicia said, perception
Is
is
reality.
reality. So everyone's perception is different because everyone's reality is different. Everyone's upbringing is different.
Let's
Like,
go. Yeah, let's
Just
go.
between us two,
Mhm.
you grew up in a Jamaican household. I grew up in an African American household. There are certain things that are similar. There are other things that we do that you guys would never ever be able to do in life ever. And then there are things that you guys do where I just don't understand, and I've never seen it, and I've never experienced it until being married.
Yeah,
to
you're
a
Jamaican by association.
Yes, by association now. But it's like that is across the board in everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And then even in those two different types of households, there's still nuances in each household.
I agree.
Each household is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's struggle is different. Everyone has done something different.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in my own family, there are people who have, how can I say it? There are people who've had different jobs, so their job experiences cause them to raise their children differently because they had access to different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people who, even in the same church, there are people who have been under the same shepherd for however long that pastor has been there, but their households are still completely different based on their own life experiences, based on how they have seen things, based on what's happened to them, based on how they have been wrong. And then it's just like, how there's never going to be a general consensus if everyone is not raised the same. So the conversations are going to have to be had way more often than they're had right now.
Often.
This is what it is.
Like way more often.
What can we say? Sometimes people are afraid to talk about how they feel because they don't want to be hurt by someone's response. That is very true. That, yes, that.
Like the next comment he says, fear is really a powerful thing. You got to learn how to get past that fear. Fear is crippling.
It is. There's a rapper that says, fear breeds faith, I believe, if that's how he said that correctly.
Who said it?
Lecrae.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
Because I'm trying to think of how and why he said it in the song. It's I'll find you. And
I would play
pain
it,
strengthens
Mhm.
and fear drives faith. Yes, that's how he said it. Because you don't know if you have faith if you're not afraid. If you've never experienced fear. So, you have to juxtapose one with the other. So it's like, how can you grow in faith if you're not afraid of something?
That's true.
So you kind of have to like suck it up, I guess,
Yeah.
and just shoot your shot and say how you feel, and then whatever happens is what's meant to happen. But it's easier said than done. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Yes, conversations of expectations and clarity need to be had as often as humanly possible.
I feel like we put ourselves into too many situations when we don't talk about things. I feel like, especially as the church, we need to talk about things way more often. There are too many things that we're gonna have to end this live soon, and well, the Instagram portion, and then restart it. So, when we get closer after this little section right here, I'm gonna stop it and then just join it back in. We're not gonna be too much longer, but I don't want to lose the live. They get 40 minutes. So, we need to talk about things more often, and that's regardless of topic. If it's taboo to talk about in church, so what? We need to talk about it, because that might that might be, if this becomes like a common thing that we do, that might be the title of it. It needs to be, we need to talk about it, because there are some things, like Davon is asking, what are some conversations you deem as important or unimportant? I think every conversation is important in some form or fashion, because
experience it at some point in time.
and I'd rather be prepared for everything than to be prepared for only the things that the church wants me to be prepared for, and then I'm confused as to what happened.
Because that's how Satan works. Like, he's not going to come. Well, not saying he's not going to, but he's more likely to try you on something that you're unsure of than he is to try you on something that you're sure of. But if you're not sure about, for example, we're talking about dating. If you're not sure what the different levels of dating are, he might be like, you know what? You can go ahead and talk to them. It's just talking.
It's just talking.
And then 6 years later, y'all talking, and no one knows what's going on. and y'all are just entangled and it's
Entangled,
just-
I like that.
I was trying
Still.
to avoid that word this
Still.
the whole life. I was trying to avoid it, but I couldn't avoid it.
Before he continues, I'm gonna end the Instagram live. Everybody, just come right back in. All right. Gotcha. And now, share to IGTV. Next. Oh God.
No Jesus.
I'm gonna add the camera roll. Cancel. Oh, add
so
from
that was
camera.
the cover.
Next.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post this, and then we're just gonna get it started back up again.
I really was trying to avoid that word.
um.
I have my train of thought. I still have my train of thought. Still have my train of thought.
All right. What, did it start?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's not on live. Is it on live?
It's still posting the other one, so it might wait.
Oh Lord, that's. Oh no, I think it's going. Don't you can talk. You can talk about it here. I kind of want to keep it for.
Nah, I'm trying to wait for the. I'm gonna be obedient and wait for the IG people to
It's
go live.
there. Alright.
Alright, it's there now. Try it now to go live.
Let me refresh.
Bear with us, people on
Oh,
Facebook.
that's why. Wi-Fi.
You do have Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint.
No, none of the above.
None of the above.
None of the above. I'm embarrassed to say what I have.
I'm not even gonna make you say that on the live.
Thank you
We'll
very
just-
much.
We'll have that conversation when this is over.
I appreciate it. Why is it not sharing? That's not very nice. You know, whatever. It was working fine before.
I'll say it should be good. There we go.
All right. Join back in. Join back in. Sorry, Facebook people.
But no, what was I saying? I was essentially talking about having those conversations because we don't know how the devil's going to try to attack anyone. Like, especially like if we're all youth leaders or young adult leaders or whatever we might be in our respective churches. We don't know how the devil's going to attack the people we're over, so we have to cover them and we have to give as much knowledge as we have in how the devil operates to try to help them understand that, and also keep that door open so that they feel like whatever mistake they may make, they can come to talk to us about it if they don't feel comfortable talking to their parent about it, because that's how the devil works. He works in us in secrecy and us staying in secrecy. So like if we're not having those conversations, if we're not talking about it, that's how he wins. But something else I've recently been learning is the people who have the knowledge to talk about it also have to be over it
That's true.
to be able to use
That
it as
is
a
true.
testimony. Because if it's still a test, it's not a testimony. But I'm not going to preach on this platform today. But that's essentially a lot of the problem is you can't, like, let's say, for example, if I have a drinking problem, I'm just going to use this essential bottle as a prop. I can't go talk to someone about staying away from drinking if I am currently drinking.
It's gonna be hard.
I have to have overcome that to be able to explain to someone, hey, I understand it gets you right, gets you nice, all that good stuff, but you have to be able to abstain from it. Here's some steps that I did that helped me. Maybe these will help you. If not, we can, if you feel comfortable with me helping you out in this process, I would love to help you out and we can find things together, and you never know, they might help me in this situation because I still am dealing with this and I still need help with this, so we might be the people that each other needs to keep each other accountable. But you have to have gotten over that to be able to talk about those things. So it might be The reason it's not being talked about is people's not over it. And if that's the case, I'm just not. I'm just gonna stop talking because I don't want anybody to come find me. So, shame.
No, but you have a really good point because at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, if things aren't spoken about, they're not talked about, what happens? People are uneducated, then they go and get themselves into trouble. What's the phrase? There's a phrase that I would rather I it's the opposite of what most people say. But the phrase I heard it the other day was I would rather learn from other people's mistakes than to get caught up in my own. And that is the complete opposite of what most, especially young people, think.
Mm-mm. Child,
Yeah.
brother.
It's the complete opposite of what most young
I
people
have
think.
learned a lot from those older than me.
Yeah.
I thank all of you.
All of
All every single one of you. You have showed me what to do and what not to do. A lot of what not to do, but also what to do. And I appreciate all of you because again, if you don't know me personally, I like hip hop and I like pop culture in that sense. So Jay-Z said, Hove did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that.
you. Exactly. It's the truth.
It's the truth. It was just a song back then. But
Yeah.
now, as I'm getting
It
older,
makes
and
a
I'm
lot of
like,
sense.
wow, you trying to help people. Okay, I respect that.
What is
Really, Devon? Our facial expression?
I don't know. Like there's a thing that I think is very important, and it's that it's not only on the people that are telling you or giving you their words. It's not just off of learning from other people. Well, it's not just about learning from other people because you can learn a bunch of stuff from other people, but if you don't apply it, then you're kind of putting yourself behind the eight ball, and that's the thing because people say, "Oh, you give words of wisdom," but me and a bunch of my friends, we had a Bible study, and this was a hot topic for like 3 weeks, and it was words of wisdom are only wisdom. Words of wisdom
Is only wisdom.
is only wisdom to the person that told you those words. Because until you can apply it, it is just words to you. And Davon could elaborate more on this. I should make him come on the live, but he's probably busy. But if I tell you, don't go across the street at 4 o'clock because don't run across the highway at any time of the day. That's a better one. Because there are cars going 100 miles an hour down the road and you will die. Majority of the time you will die. Until you go, I don't want to die. Let me not go across the street. Across the highway. You're going to die. Until you say to yourself, I'm not going to do this. That's an extreme situation. But if you don't say to yourself, the wisdom that he just gave to me needs to be more than just knowledge to me, you will never grow. Wisdom is knowledge applied.
Okay, but again, as we said earlier, we like to,
Start a pot.
yes. So with that logic, can't you still teach people how to apply things? Like, isn't that something that can be learned? Isn't that a skill that could be cultivated out of people? Because they might not be in the situation of what you just talked about, but you can still, if you have a relationship with them, you can still, or you should still be able to be like, you're dealing with not studying. I just told you about how me not studying affected me in my life now that I'm 29. You're only 13. You have time to change your ways and have it not affect you. So, isn't there something else that we can do to help them apply it to themselves, as opposed to just saying those words and then whenever they make the decision to apply it to their lives? Isn't there is there not something that we can do? Whether they decide to still do what we say is still completely up to
Up
them.
to them. That was exactly what I was about to say.
But I do feel like there's more steps that can be taken to help cultivate that
You
situation.
can take every step. If the person doesn't want to apply it, it's still just random words to them.
I get that. But what if the person is a child? They don't know how to apply
That's different.
anything.
Yeah, that's
Or
different.
what if they're still in the mindset of a child? They don't know how to apply those things. So what do you do to those people? How are we supposed to help those people?
That's why we need people to join in the live. People that actually know what they're talking about. Because I have no clue. I've never raised a child.
This is just me posing a different question.
Yeah.
To the question.
I've never been in that situation to raise anybody. So I.
But no, it's not about raising. Like
No, but
you
like
have youth. Like you have.
Yeah,
youth.
but
So prime example. One of your youth. Let's say you. Again, use the same scenario. Let's say you did not do homework in school, or you did not do great in school. This is just a hypothetical. First Lady and Pastor Hartley, I'm not saying she did not do homework. I'm sure he got a 4.0.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
What, 3.8?
3.9.
See, wonderful student. So this is
In
just,
high school. This is high school.
Yeah,
College
high
is
school.
different
This
stuff.
is
We're not
just
gonna
this
talk
is
about
just
college.
hypothetical. I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
We're not going to talk about college, but
Again, high school. I keep because most people did great in high school. I'm saving.
Woo! College.
So high school.
About that.
We're saving Shane right now. So high school. Let's say one of your kids is like, yo, Shane, I just can't get homework. It don't make sense to me. I don't want to do it anymore. What do I do? What do you do to that child? What do you say to that child?
I feel like the best thing you can do is give examples, but you have to know examples to give examples. You can't just pull something out the hat. I feel like, especially in today's world, most people need hard evidence. I can't just say if you don't do homework, you're going to fail, because there's a lot of times that people don't do homework and still get good grades. But you have to have homework. Let's be real. Let me not say this.
Nope.
I don't know who's
You're not
on
gonna
here.
get me in trouble. Nope.
I don't know who's on
Nope.
here, so I'm not gonna say it.
Whatever he was about to say probably isn't the truth. I'm
Probably
just
not the
say
truth.
that.
I'm
Just
gonna say
right
that.
now.
But
Pleasing to ear, but not fruitful if they aren't applied. Man can teach all he wants, but it's the Holy Spirit who convinces. There has to be conviction. True.
yeah, and that was a part of the conversation that we had in that Bible study that one night. Is that
The person has to be convicted.
yeah? It's just knowledge until
It's applied.
you apply it, and
Okay.
you're not gonna apply majority of those things until you're convicted to apply it. Because anybody can tell you that touching this, let me not say touching the stove, because especially at our age, fire's hot, so we know fire's hot.
Right.
But when it comes to like someone warning you about a specific type of person, until you're convicted, you're not going. It could be either way too. Let's think about Samson. Samson was told clear as day, your hair must not be cut.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he was told clear.
Mm-hmm.
Under no circumstance will your hair be cut.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was pillow talk that got his hair cut off.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the few times where you should be unjudged. There should be no issues. Pillow talk should be the one safe spot. But
Only if it's under the right order of things, because that's the reason he got tripped up, because it wasn't
it wasn't.
under the right order. of
But you would still think that.
No, I would only think that under the right order of things. Because
don't know.
again, anything that is not marriage, it can lead to your demise. It's just-
Wait, but what?
yeah,
They were.
no.
I gotta go back and read that story. I could have
Go
sworn
ahead.
they was
Go
married.
ahead. Pastor Alicia,
I could have
right or
sworn.
wrong?
I could. You know me. I could be bugging.
They weren't married.
Oh, that changes it a lot. You
Yes,
sure?
If I remember my Bible correctly, I'm now about to go
I
look
could
it
have
up.
sworn they were married.
By all means, continue.
Yeah, because if they weren't married, that changes everything.
It's Delilah.
I could have sworn I was his wife.
All right, we about to find out.
I could have sworn I was his wife because I could have sworn.
I want to say they weren't,
I don't know. That don't feel too good to me.
because I want to say she was trying to get him to marry her. But I don't think that actually happened.
I
Again,
could have
I could be,
sworn.
I could be wrong. I am not a knower of all things.
Because if they weren't married, then that's on him. He's just bugged out because you should have never opened your mouth then. Because you don't know where she came from. She came from the exact land that God told you not to marry into. So I could have sworn they were married. Anybody can confer? Samson and Delilah. They were not married. Ooh.
I was about to say, I was about to say, I know I don't pay attention on a lot of things. The Bible's not really one of them, and I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember ever reading that they were married.
That
Yeah, it just further proves my.
I
statement.
must have missed that one because I was under the interpretation like, oh,
That should be one of the safe places.
I need to just go back and read it again. It's been a minute since I read that story. It's always everybody knows the story and goes on. Like you forget about some important aspects. Wow. They weren't even exactly. That's my whole point because that should have been a red flag for him. But then being in my head about, they're married, so whatever. Because in my head it was like, it's pillow talk.
Nah, it was, but it was.
It's not the right pillow talk.
Right, it was not of the right order of things to happen. That is how I'm going to continue to say it.
Bugging out. I could have sworn they were married. That's what you got. That's what you got to keep reading stories over and over again.
Yep.
Because I haven't read that story in a long time.
Read it as a kid, and like I did, and then I had to reread it like a few years ago. It's like, oh, this is not what I remember.
I could have sworn and it's funny because we watched it in youth service. We watched Samson.
Yes, yes, that is exactly what I did.
We watched it in youth service one Friday. And everybody was like, and that was a big thing. It was like, it's pillow talks. I don't know why. I would have told her too. But you're not really having pillow talk. You shouldn't be having pillow talk if you're not married to that person because y'all should not be laying on the same pillow. And,
message.
Yeah, that's very important. That would be nice if she could join next, if we're on long enough. He went in disobedience and and his hair got cut off. And that is important and super sad because at the end of the day, if he did things the right way, he would have never even been in that situation. I don't know how we got here. Yes, so I was saying it's reversed because he was told by God not to do something. And then, in turn, he went and acted a fool.
Did the very thing.
And got convicted the other way by somebody not named God, which makes no sense to me. It makes sense because it happens all the time. But it shouldn't make sense. Especially if you hear from God himself that says, don't marry into their people. 2, your hair must never be cut off unless you're going to lose your strength. And then you're going to let some girl that's not even your wife. It happens all the time, so I can't even blame him. People do that all the time. Yeah, Kenny, it says, protect yourself, my friends. So I read that wrong the first time. Protect yourself, my friends. I like that. Yes. He says, stay away from outside marriage relationships like we are trying to stay away from COVID.
Amen. Preach.
But he's speaking the truth because at the end of the day, it's more important.
Connection going in and out on IG.
I can't end it.
Want me go live on my phone?
It's gonna be 3 lives. Let's just leave it like this. Yeah, next time. But it's important to do things the right way because you can't. Even though it's gonna be hard sometimes, it's very unlikely that you will get tripped up by anything really if you're really rooted. Like the song says, rooted and grounded. You know that song? Nice song. If that's your most important thing, things will always go the right way.
Yep. Lack of self value.
Mm-hmm.
You let someone he should not have too close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Very important. Don't know how we got to Samson and Delilah, but I guess that's how the Lord works. Do you have any other things to say, Bishop Hartley?
My father's not here. Just,
No, I mean you.
No,
You,
not a bishop.
Bishop.
I am Shane.
Bishop.
But next time we're gonna get some people to join in with us. I don't know when we're gonna do this again. Can you zoom to IG? Nah, that's
I've tried
trash.
that.
That's trash.
Can't.
But we're gonna close it out in a little bit. We're at an hour and 30
yeah.
seconds,
It's
so
time.
that's time to get off of this.
Attention spans are lost
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, IG's down to one person. So sad.
Yeah.
But what did we accomplish today? I don't think we really accomplished anything.
Yeah, we did. We defined talking, dating, and courting. If we did nothing else, we also
what should be.
should be, yes.
Because, like you said, people grow up different and they still have different definitions. No
But-
matter what we say, they're still going to think
And also, we learned that conversations are important,
important.
and you also should have understanding in those conversations for them to be even more important.
And apply them, because it's not enough just to talk about it. You got to apply it.
Yes, we didn't talk about applying, so that's another lie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did not get into that. All right. Like I said, I don't know how often we're going to do this. It could be Kina and Kimon next time. You never know. Just keep an eye out. Importance of communication and expectation was accomplished. Yes.
Okay, so we did.
Yes.
that.
We actually accomplished a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We actually accomplished a lot. Thank God.
Look at Jesus.
I like this. Once again, I don't know when this is going to happen again, but
Hopefully once a week. Prayerfully once a week. You guys
Yeah.
pray for us. Our schedules are.
yeah, we also
Entertaining.
live in very different parts of the
Yep.
country. So, it just so happened that you were up here this weekend.
The Lord works how
Yeah,
He works.
did not know.
We won't question Him.
Oh, definitely not. But next time it could be Kina and Kimon. It could be Kimon, Carlos. It could be me and Kina. It doesn't,
There's a bevy. There's
it's four of us for a
yeah.
reason.
So there's a lot of different combinations of who could be on. It could be all four of us. It could be three of us. It could be
I don't know how we're gonna get that to
any two.
IG, but
We're working.
We're working
for
on
you guys
it. I
on
don't-
IG.
yeah.
We're not sure yet.
we got one viewer right now,
You
so
know,
it's
we're gonna figure it out.
All right. Before we close, I'm gonna pray out. I did not pray in. God forgive me.
See, that's why you get a bishop.
Yeah.
Bishop.
All right, let's pray. Father God, we love you. We thank you. We thank you for bringing us here so that we can talk about it. Lord God, we ask you, Lord, to just continue to bless us, bring us to a place where we learn and we apply, and that everything that we talk about here, we will get your values, Lord God, and not just what we feel like talking about, what we think is correct, Lord God, but what you think is correct, Lord God. We just thank you for bringing us here. We thank you for the people that are watching. Continue to bless them and to drop your words of wisdom to them, Lord God, and convict them to actually apply to their lives, Lord God. Whatever we may feel that dating, talking, and courting is, Lord God, we ask you, Lord, to align those values with yours, Lord God. We just thank you. We worship you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Hallelujah.
We'll catch you guys in the near future. Oh, Kenny said we learn to not let fear hold us back from expressing ourselves. That's important.
We also learned that too. See, we forgot what we
We
thought.
forget. It's been an hour. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next time when we talk about it, because we're gonna talk about
We're
it.
going to talk about it.
Okay. All right. See you guys later.